Do you ever look at something in your home and think, God, I hate that? Unfortunately, this is a rental and I cannot rip that ugly, hideous, awful abomination of a sconce out of the wall. But what I can do is cover it up. And that's what I'm gonna do today. If you are living in a rental, or if you own a home and you just don't like a feature and you're not ready to commit to fully replacing it, I think this could be an inspiration to you to do something about it. It's gonna be pretty low effort, low commitment, because it will be removable, and it's gonna be very affordable. So let's make a sconce cover. I want this light cover to look intentional and not like a band-aid or like something I slapped up to cover a sconce. Like I actually want it to look like it's integrated into the sconce. I want it to look like it's always been there. So I'm thinking I could have a piece of wood that is bigger than the light fixture itself, okay? And this piece of wood will have 3 holes cut out, the same size as the light bulb fittings. What do you call those things? I don't know what you call those things. You know, little light bulb holes. So I'm gonna cut out 3 holes so that, in theory, this piece of wood will just kind of slip onto those 3 light holes, and I can just attach industrial strength or like extra strength Velcro somewhere on the existing sconce, and that's how I'm gonna keep this piece of wood attached. And then when I move out, the idea is that I can just pop it off, take the Velcro off, bada bing, bada boom. No one ever knew the difference, okay? It's the idea. So yeah, I need to start with a piece of wood. And then I'm thinking I can do some kind of like cutout, some kind of embellishment on the wood itself. I am planning on keeping this as simple as possible. No power tools really, except for a drill that I'm gonna use to cut out the circles for the light holes. So I'm gonna try to do this project with just a little handsaw and nothing else. Some sandpaper. I'm gonna challenge myself, mostly because I don't have any power tools. I really don't have any woodworking tools. We got rid of a lot of tools before we moved out of our house in New Orleans because we thought we were gonna live in a camper for a while. That didn't work out so well. But my point is, I don't really have woodworking power tools, and I'm guessing most of you don't either. So yeah, I think that just adds another layer of like practicality to this project, something most people could do at home. So that's the challenge. Okay, I picked up this piece of wood from Lowe's earlier, and it is a 1x6 by 2 feet panel. It's probably like 3/4 inch thick. Hopefully I can get my saw through this. I don't know. We'll see. It's really pretty wood, but it's not quite right for the space for the palette in there, so I'll probably end up painting whatever I do. Maybe the same color as the wall, I don't know, TBD. But before I commit to doing anything with the wood, I think what I want to do is create a cardboard template to like play around with some ideas. This is like, I think, a really good way to test out ideas before committing to anything with wood, you know, where it makes sense. I have a bunch of cardboard. Who doesn't? Who doesn't have a lot of Amazon boxes just laying around their house? So I'm just gonna cut into some cardboard boxes and create a template or two to test out some ideas and yeah, help me narrow down the choices, because there's a couple that I want to try out and I really like to visualize things. So let's do that. So I am going to cut this piece of cardboard roughly the same dimensions as the wood. Maybe a little shorter. This is 20 inches, that works. By, it's actually like 5.5. Okay. This is my, I'll start with one. This is my fake piece of wood. So I have this circle template. I've had this for like 20 years now. And what's really cool, Kismet even, is that this circle is the perfect diameter for the bathroom lights. So I'm going to use this. And I measured out where the lights line up. And I'm just going to do a little circle-a-do. Oh, okay. Can you see that? I'll do it with marker. Ooh. Next, I'm going to cut out these circles with an X-Acto, and then I'll make sure the template actually fits onto the light holes, and then I'm just going to start playing around with a pattern, like cutting the edges. That's where we're at. Now I'm just going to start playing around with some edge detailing. The thing is, the piece of wood is 5.5 inches wide. The sconce itself is 4.5 inches wide. So that means I can't cut in too deep. Otherwise you'll see the silver, nickel, chrome, whatever that thing is, showing behind it. So I kind of have to keep my little detailing pretty short, if that makes sense. So just something I'm going to be keeping in mind as I design. Okay. Oh, let's go see if this fits. All right. I am testing out my cardboard templates. I've got this one up here, and I like the simplicity of this. This is actually 2 ideas in one. So the top pattern is one idea, and then the bottom is another one. Ian said the bottom one reminds him of Where the Wild Things Are, and I don't disagree. But there's part of me that likes that. The one on the top would be easier to execute because it's fewer cuts into the wood. Remember, I'm doing this with a hand tool. Okay, so there's that. I prefer the top one, I think. Maybe there's some kind of like embellishment I can do to make it more interesting. Oh my god. What I like about this one is that this diamond pattern mimics the diamond pattern on the tile down here on the wall. So that's kind of cute, a little reference, but there's just something about this pattern that I'm not in love with. I don't know. Oh, and also, this would require me to cut out a pretty straight line in the wood, and I don't know how I would do that with a handsaw. So I'm gonna have to sleep on it. I'm gonna have to think about it. What do you think? Which one do you like? Comment below. Okay, slept on it. Decided I'm just gonna go the easy route and go with this top design. While I do love this one, I just don't think I have the tools to cut as much wood as I would have to cut on this one. So I'm gonna start with this design. If I hate it and I wanna try something new, I'll just buy another piece of wood. I mean, no big deal. That piece of wood I bought was, I think, about $7, $7 or $8, so no big loss. And I could repurpose the wood if I redo it. But you know what? That's not gonna happen because I'm gonna nail it on the first shot. Right? I'll be honest with you, I am a little nervous about getting the hole placement right on this piece of wood. you know, with the cardboard, there was like a little bit of wiggle room because you can kind of bend and stretch this stuff, but not so much on the wood. So I'm gonna be very careful and just hope for the best. Yeah, I'm literally just gonna trace what I did here and hope for the best. I'm a little worried I'm not gonna be able to saw into this piece of wood. Yep, but that's okay. Not helpful. There we go, boom. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do first is cut out the holes, cut that part off, cut the holes, and then cross my fingers that it all worked out. I'm just doing some little pilot holes. Okay, I'm gonna go do the rest outside. Let's get that locked in there, okay. Actually, you're gonna wanna clip your hair. Got it. Not perfect, but good enough. Okay, I'm gonna go outside and drill these holes. BRB. Okay, moment of truth. See if our holes line up. They should. They should. Yes! Victory. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, well now I know that it fits and it looks so good. It's time to carve. It's time to carve our design. I am gonna have to sand around these holes quite a bit because it chewed up that wood, but oh my gosh, you don't know the sweet relief I'm feeling right now. I am transferring this pattern onto the wood, and I just like made myself this little template piece so I can just trace over it and make the process faster, hopefully. That's the idea. Okay, so trace, trace. Okay, that's it. Can you see even? That's where I'm gonna saw. Okay, one of these days I will have a proper woodworking table, but for now, I'm just using this thing. There's gotta be an easier way to do this. Ugh. I do have a multi-tool that can probably zip these pretty fast, but I'm doing this for the people. Big realization, sawing with the handsaw really does suck. So, you know, if you want to invest in just a little power tool, I think a jigsaw or anything but this would be a great investment. Come on. So easy. So easy. I mean, I'm making my way through it, but man, this sucks. Okay. Done. Woo! That was not easy. It was not fun, but I think it is cute. Now I'm just gonna sand the edges to take off all this really, really rough stuff. I don't care that it's, you know, a little rough, but I don't want to get splinters. This is like 80 grit. Yeah. Okay, after many, many hours of sanding, this is where we're at. Looks pretty good. Now we're gonna just do a little dry fit up top. So cute. Although part of me does want to do something to the edge. I don't know. It's cute as is, but part of me, I don't know. I want some spiky things on the sides. So I'm gonna have to think about that. Really cute. This is where we ended up with things. So I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna wing it. Not exactly sure what I wanna do yet, but I just know I'm ready to finish. So let's get to painting. Next, I am going to paint the edge a different color. This has been drying overnight and I think it's pretty cute. It's not perfect. Like, there's some splotchy, splotchy paint. It's a messy paint job. That's okay though. I want to just go ahead and install it. If the color looks good, I'm going to seal it with like a clear satin water-based sealant and call it a day. Okay, so let's go check it out. Also, it's a hat kind of day. It's a hat, hair kind of day. And singing in the background. I mean, let's take a step back and look. That's pretty cute. That is pretty stinking cute. Huh. Just doing a clear coat. Clear coat. This is, can you see? Can you see? Polyacrylic clear satin. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry for at least 30 minutes and then maybe come back, hit it with sandpaper and do another coat and then done. I'm done. Not gonna overwork this thing. It's time for the final install. I have sealed it, it's dry. I think I'm done. So let's check it out. Oh, also, I'm not even gonna worry about putting Velcro on the back of this thing because every time I've put it up here, it stays no problem, and I don't see it going anywhere. So that's it. Light bulbs. I'm gonna put the light bulbs in. Oh, these are 25 watt equivalent LED. They are warm. It's a warm white, 2700 Kelvin, which is what you want. If you want warm, cozy lighting. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, another thought I had was, if this feels like, I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. I'm gonna install a mirror on top of this one. TBD. I'm searching for the perfect mirror. I'm gonna hand paint the mirror. So the mirror frame is going to be elaborate, kind of folky, hand painted. Maybe not folky, that's not the right word. Just like a funky block pattern. So I wanted the sconce cover to be a little subdued. That said, I am like, should I do a green circle around these openings? I'm gonna live with this for a little while. I think it's really cute. I mean, it's much better than the nickel, whatever that was, whatever was there before. Comment below, should I add some embellishments? Should I leave it as is and just live with it for a little while? I think we should wait and see what the mirror is gonna be, and then we can come back to the sconce cover, but that's it. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. Final thoughts on this project. I think it's really stinking cute. I'm gonna live with it for a couple of weeks, and if it feels too boring, like I said, I'll modify it. I can always change the paint color. I can always add a little embellishment if I want to, but for now, I think it's really fun. It's really functional, practical, and you know, I did it all with the handsaw, which, you know, if I had to do it again, I would probably buy a jigsaw. If I'm being honest, that was not fun. Really good, you know, arm workout day. But overall, I'm really happy with it. I would do it again. The only thing I would change is getting a power tool. But if you don't have a power tool, if you don't have, you know, like if you live in an apartment, I do feel like this is a very feasible project with just a simple handsaw and a little wood plank. So that's where I'm gonna leave things today. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, I will be back with something else. I don't know, maybe the mirror, I am gonna start painting in the living room soon. I also just need like a creative reset. Cleaning out the art room, getting my head right. I've been sick for the last like month, so I also just kind of need to chill out. But I'll be back with something next week. Until then, hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!